Alright, since there's no videos online whatsoever, I've had to change the rear tire on a Gen 2 VMAX. I'm going to do a tutorial myself to help some people out. So what you're going to need is I just use the Allen key out of the VMAX. You have to loosen these two, and you take this off, and you're going to need one of these. You can get it at any motorcycle store, you can get it online. You're gonna need the 24mm side. It just fits right on in there. You're gonna have to take the brake caliper off. So I'm gonna start with these two and I'll be back in a second. All right, so I got these two loose. Don't take them all the way out. And then this was a pain. I got it broke loose, but what I did is, depending on how long of a breaker bar that you have, which I don't, I had to put this on it and then beat it with a rubber mallet to break it loose. And yeah, that did the trick there. So next, you're gonna have to take this speed sensor off, an ABS sensor. It's not hard, it's not in there. So you just take that out. Be very careful, you don't want to break it off inside. Just kind of wiggle it out. Be very gentle with it. And this is all free now. So next is starting to take off the caliper. These two bolts are 12 mil. And then I got this pretty much almost all the way out, so we're just gonna have to pull this out and the tire should drop right down. All right, now that that's done, next step, unscrew this and deflate the tire. And I'm gonna need 2 hands for that, so I will be right back. That was a little bit tricky. There is this thing screwed into the swing arm. You can take it off. It's a pretty big Allen key, which I don't have. So I just kind of forced it and just pulled it out to the right here and just squeezed it in between the license plate holder and the rest of the swing arm. So it wasn't too bad, but I will be back in about a couple hours with a brand new tire on, and I'll do the reverse process and show you how that's done. I did actually manage to break this loose and screw this out. It'll be a lot easier to get that in there now. Yeah, so I did find an Allen key that's big enough. So anyways, got the new tire on. I cleaned this up really well. I cleaned that up and I put some grease on it, put some grease on that. I cleaned that up and put some grease on that. It's good to buy the best grease that you can find that has a high heat water resistance. So the next step is to get that tire in there. You kind of gotta pull this license plate back and then just squeeze it in there and make sure the rotor doesn't hit those 2 bolts, and it should just go right in. So the next step is you're gonna have to lift it up and you're gonna have to conjoin and find where these slits go inside the pumpkin. So after that, you have to hold the tire and then you gotta slide the rod in there so it doesn't fall out. So yeah. On yet, I advise you to watch the whole video before trying to do this. So you do have to put that back in there because that's what supports the caliper. Well, yeah, obviously you have to, but try to do it before you put the tire on or you won't be able to get it in there because the rotor's going to be in the way. So get the Allen key in there and then just tighten it down as much as you can. Black piece goes on. And then after that, this thing, make sure the pads are separated so you can get them on the rotor. And then that little hook goes on there like that. Clip it on. Then you push it up like this, and then you line up the holes. And then don't forget about the spacer. So I'm gonna need 2 hands to do this, but I'll be with you in a minute. Caliper back on. Now that I got that in there, spacer, I'm gonna make sure these have some grease on them. And then you're just gonna put them in here. You wanna make sure these are, you know, really lubed up inside, because obviously you need to be safe, have some brakes, and just for the fact of reliability. So yeah, I'm gonna put that caliper back on, 2 bolts, really easy. I'll be with you in a second. Right, the caliper's back on. Next step is to get that all the way in there. An 11/16 is pretty good for this. You just keep wrenching on that until it's all the way in there. Clean that up a little bit. You don't want grease flying all over everything. All right, and there you have it. Tire's on. Since I loosen up the caliper, you're gonna have to pump the rear brake, get that back in place. There you go, nice and tight again. Yep, you can hear it rubbing against the pad now. We're all good. So that is how you change a VMAX tire. I will be doing further maintenance and be posting videos like the spark plugs. That's really bad. It's cool, it actually comes with a little kit to do it, a little tool, because it's such a pain to do it. It actually has the thing inside to grab the top of the spark plug, so you don't have to get a magnet or a little grabber. But it could be handy to have one around. So I'll be doing that probably in the next week or so, and I'll be posting a video about that as well. All right, have a good day.